Everyone's been calling me Dairoku Tin Mouth, the Demon King.
This way you won't look too suspicious.
Excuse me, what?
Batman Ninja is one of the most batshit crazy movies ever put to Blu-ray, DVD, and digital download. This is by far the strangest incarnation of Batman in all of live-action or animated history. And not for the reasons that you're probably thinking, but also for those reasons as well. And you're probably thinking, oh, V's just exaggerating because this is anime Batman. This is Batman in ancient Japan. But I don't think you're understanding just how Japanese this is. You add in a little bit more fan service and a pair of tentacles, and this is the most Japanese movie to ever Japan. Am I making sense? Probably not, but I guess that's fitting because we're talking about Batman Ninja. Batman Ninja. Even the title is just, I'm losing my mind. Batman Ninja is just, how do I even describe to you Batman Ninja? Where do I begin? Batman v Superman is a more coherent film. This movie makes Batman and Robin look like Citizen Kane. Batman and Harley Quinn is a more competent picture than this. Batman Ninja makes the Killing Joke cartoon look like the Killing Joke comic book. The Beware the Batman series has a better and more fleshed out story than this. To call this movie insane would be offensive to all the inmates at Arkham Asylum. And let me just start off by saying I dropped the ball on this one. I dropped the ball. I was watching Batman Ninja with black friend Alan. Real name, by the way, I've seen his birth certificate. And we considered filming our reaction to this movie to use for this future video, but then I decided against it because the camera's batteries were charging and I just wanted to watch a movie to pass the time. Besides, I didn't really think that this movie would provide us all that much content. But oh, how wrong I was. How wrong I was. Me and Alan wound up taking a shot of Crystal Head vodka every time something insane happened, and by the end of it, Alan was slurring his words so much that he made little to no sense, and I wasn't sure if it was from the drinking or the pure confusion at what he was watching. Probably a combination of both. I couldn't tell if it was from the booze or from the bats. That's how insane this movie gets. Luckily, I did manage to film a few of my other friends' reactions to the movie, and I will be using them throughout this video.
What the fuck is going on?
So with that being said, as Michael Keaton once said,
Come on, let's get nuts.
we open up to a modern-day Arkham Asylum, with a Catwoman narration that seems more in place in an Arkham Knight DLC.
You think you've heard every Batman story? I promise, you haven't.
Alright, you are.
Inside the asylum, Batman and Gorilla Grodd are in the midst of a battle, with Catwoman present when one of Grodd's devices goes off and seems to suck all those who surround it into a vortex.
And this time, curiosity almost killed this cat.
Batman, of course, instead of trying to avoid it, meets it head on. Smart. And I'm gonna pause this right here. I'm sorry, I know it's pretty early on in this review to stop the film for my commentary, but this confused me the first time watching this. Because I didn't know anything about this movie. At all. I didn't watch the trailers, but I seen that they were up on YouTube. I saw the artwork for this, and I guess I was just under the impression from the images and screenshots of the movie that this was another Batman Elseworld story, a one-off alternate version of the character. And in some ways, it kinda is, but also, it's not. You see, this isn't an alternate Batman of ancient Japan story. This is a Batman goes to ancient Japan story. And even after watching this, I think the former would be a little bit more ideal than the latter. But then again, the latter did provide this review, so gotta thank the boys at the WB for that. Batman arrives in ancient Japan, a conclusion which Bats comes to relatively quickly.
From the look of it, this is ancient Japan.
There he is! There's our boy! World's greatest detective! Upon his arrival, he's immediately attacked by a group of samurai, who look to take him out.
Don't want to hurt any of you.
So that was a f***ing lie.
We were sent to find the bat.
Who's your master?
Okay, first off, kinky. And secondly, who's their master? Who's their master? Did you look at their masks? Their pale-faced, giant smile, pointed nose, purple helmet with a small flower design on the side, masks? The world's greatest detective, folks! People who have never picked up a Batman comic, or watched a Batman movie, or played a Batman video game would be able to figure out who they're working for. But Bats, he needs to question it. Instead of heading into round 2, Batman drops his lucky 8-sided dice, allowing him to make his escape in a cloud of smoke. Batman tries to use the Bat computer built into his suit, only to find that ancient Japan doesn't have any Wi-Fi. He then makes his way over to a palace where he sees who else but Kefka from Final Fantasy. Oh my god! Come on, I can't be the only one who thought that. All in all, I don't hate the design. There definitely have been worse Jokers, and yeah, I'm looking at you!
That's right, Bats. It is I.
Damn you!
With all due respect, that is bullshit.
Allow me to give you an artistic recreation of how this situation would have ended up if someone actually tried to sneak up on Batman. I mean, seriously, you don't get one over on the Dark Knight, folks.
And Harley Quinn.
Everyone's been calling me Dairoku Tinmouth, the Demon King, the most powerful man in Japan. But you can call me Lord Joker.
The style of this movie is really different from what you'd find in your standard Batman movie or game. And I'm not just talking about the setting, though that's also true. I can't think of too many times Batman had to head to ancient Japan, but the artwork and the animation style are really intriguing. And I'm not an art expert, so I don't want to go on with this for too long, but I definitely can appreciate the visuals, as they stand out as one of the most positive traits this movie has to offer. Batman and Joker duke it out because they're Batman and the Joker. That's kind of their thing. That's kind of what they do. With Joker delivering painfully lame punchlines throughout.
Oh, now look what you've done! Poison Ivy would be very disappointed. I have to say I've really enjoyed the sushi here. Mwah! It's even better with some sauce. Don't you know how bad razor-edged fighting fans are for the environment?
You're the one who keeps throwing them.
Because you won't let them hit you! Oh, don't run away. I'm your biggest fan!
And who is this guy? Me? Come on, get better material.
What are you going to do now, Joker?
Oh, I've got options, Bats. I've still got Harley. And an army of samurai who have you surrounded.
Batman once again battles Joker's samurais and takes out as many as he can before taking off.
What was that? That was the Spider-Man. You can do that in Spider-Man. You can capture someone and go.
And see, things like this is what I really love about this movie. Seeing Batman interact with this environment for the first time is definitely more visually stimulating than seeing Batman fight in a dark, polluted city at night, usually in an alley of some kind. Don't get me wrong, I love Gotham, and I love it as the background for Batman, but we as an audience have become so accustomed to that. This is something new for both us as a viewer and Batman as a character. He also has to find new ways to protect himself, new shadows to lurk behind, and new ways to look like a bat. It also puts him at a little disadvantage that he's not used to his surroundings, which adds to the central conflict, because let's face it, it's usually Batman's enemies at a disadvantage when facing him. Because
I'm the goddamn Batman.
Should we go after him, Lord J?
I've got people.
Don't be afraid. It's just a little cat call.
yeah, that's something Catwoman would do, right on the money, guys. That's what I think of when I think of Catwoman. Tiny cat hand puppets. That's good. No, you guys are doing good. Tell your story. I'm just the viewer. Catwoman and Batman walk and talk, with Selina giving exposition, explaining that the portal brought Batman to Japan 2 years later than everyone else at Arkham Asylum, probably because he was the last to get sucked up by the black hole. Catwoman explains that Gorilla Grodd, Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Two Face, Deathstroke, and Harley Quinn, amongst others, were sucked up by Grodd's time machine. Batman also remembers that Nightwing, Robin, Red Robin, and Red Hood were also with him. But Catwoman hasn't seen any of them. Catwoman then goes on to tell Bruce that the Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Deathstroke, and Two Face have all become lords, and taken over states, and are looking to unite Japan to become its official ruler. Bruce decides to make himself inconspicuous, and takes on a new disguise.
This missionary look is not bad.
And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Bruce, you suck! You suck, Bruce! You suck as a detective, and you suck as a master of disguise. You're out here trying to go incognito, and you're carrying around a bat Bible with the bat symbol shaved into your head. Are you... Who is this supposed to fool?
Why do you have a bat symbol on your head?
Strange.
Is that cool? Why? Why?
This way you won't look too suspicious as a Westerner.
You are immediately the most suspicious person in all of Japan, in all of Japan's history. If people are looking for Batman, why would you, when trying to divert attention from yourself, would you have the bat symbol all over your being? At best, they think that you were associated with the bat. Also, how? How did you grow a beard from one shot into the next? It's never explained. I guess I'm supposed to think that it's fake. Did you take the hair follicles off your head and glue them to your face? I don't understand you, Bruce. I want to, but I don't. Selina and Bruce find the Joker's tampering with history by already having Ghul. Okay? And oh yeah, Alfred's also here.
Care for some teas, huh? Much appreciated. Alfred.
Which makes sense, I guess, considering we saw footage of him with the Batmobile before. But wait, hold on. If we're going with the narrative that Batman wound up getting to ancient Japan 2 years after everyone else because he got hit with the blast later, how did Alfred make it there before him? My head is beginning to hurt. He was way further away from the time machine's eruption than Batman. We're only 14 minutes into this movie's runtime, and you already messed up your own time travel narrative. Oh, and there's a Batcave. And oh, the Batmobile made it to ancient Japan before How? How did this happen? I want answers, damn it!
I can't believe you didn't tell me, Selina.
I know, but I wanted to see the look of surprise on your face. See the look of surprise on your face. See the look of surprise on your face.
The Joker Samurai fire cannons at the cave, blowing it to smithereens. But Batman charges at the Joker's hired hands in the Batmobile. Across a sea of water. Heading straight past them and straight for the Joker's palace. As Batman makes his way through Joker's obstacles, suddenly the Casa de Joker, I'm sorry, I'm not Spanish, begins to transform. Because Japan!
Harley, activate Arkham Castle!
You know, when I think Batman, I don't necessarily think Batman in ancient Japan. And if I did, for some reason, think Batman in ancient Japan, I wouldn't think Batman fighting Megazord. And oh, if you think this is wild, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're just getting started. As Batman races toward Joker, Voltron grabs the Batmobile and begins to crush it in its hands. But Batman busts out of it by self-destructing the Batmobile and ejecting into the Batwing. Batman continues his boss battle, shooting at the Transformer until Emperor Joker has it crush the Batwing's Batwings. But Batman manages to rid the wing of its wings and ride down on the Batcycle, the Batbike, well, whatever. You get the point. You know what it is. And I gotta say, I actually really like the way that this depicts the Batmobile. This is an interesting series of events, and seeing all of Batman's vehicles used in one action sequence, well, it's kinda cool. And for all the faults this movie has, its fighting scenes, its battles, and its actions aren't one of them. Or three of them. What you understand what I'm trying to say. When Batman finally gets to the Joker, he threatens to kill a mother and child. And I couldn't help here but get flashbacks to Batman Vengeance. I just kept saying out loud, it's Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn. It's Harley Quinn.
I'm gonna guess that it's Harley Quinn.
And oh, what do you know? It's Harley Quinn.
Poor Bats! He always falls for the same tricks.
Bane.
What? 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 What?
Who invited Bane? I was so confused by this because Catwoman mentioned every other villain shown in this movie. Bane is the only one who just seems to show up out of nowhere. And when me and Alan watched this, he began to theorize that this actually was an elseworld version of Bane. But if you look back at this one shot that's on the screen for 3 seconds, there's Bane, look, all the way in the corner there. Was I supposed to catch on to that? Because I didn't. The first 5 times I watched this movie. And while I think it's interesting that Bane would become a sumo, because A, he's a big strong dude, and B, he's always wore the mask of a luchador, so seeing him switch it over to being a sumo wrestler is a, I suppose, reasonable choice. I got a question. How did this dude go from buff to double stuffed in the course of 2 years? Did you spend your time in ancient Japan just trying the latest cuisines? I don't get it. Look, I'm not one to talk about body image, but that's unreasonable to me. Well, luckily Batman's not in too much trouble because his motorcycle then transforms into a robotic bat suit, and I hate how much I like this. I hate it. I hate it because I like it. I mean, yes, it's improbable, but you know, also it's entertaining, so. They also didn't bother giving him an English voice actor, so he just speaks in Japanese the whole time with no subtitles. It's a good choice, guys. So Batman beats Bane by slamming him into a tree. And killing him, apparently, because that's the last time we ever see him in this movie. After managing to save the woman and fall into Joker's trap, Joker slides down on what looks to be a giant party horn.
Oh!
Joker, Harley, and Emperor Joker Samurai surround an incapacitated Batman.
Are you just going to lie there, or are you going to entertain me some more?
I'm not here for your entertainment. I have no regrets.
Unfortunately for the Smile Crew, a colony of bats swarm the area.
No, if only your friends were around to come by and say hi.
Pardon?
I didn't mean it! I was being sarcastic!
Followed by...
What? Ninja Batman!
Yeah, what she said. What? The ninjas help Batman make it back to their ship, where Batman meets back up with Nightwing and Red Robin, and introduces the Dark Knight to the leader of the Bat Ninja Clan, Aeon. Aeon basically explains that Batman was prophesized, and the Bat Clan view him as a lord. When they finally make their way back to land, they're met by Robin and Monkey Chi.
Monkey?
It's weird, but Robin's made friends with this monkey.
No! I'm drawing a line. I'm putting a line down in the stand. You guys are crossing it right here. You can't just write this off as being weird. This is unacceptable, is what this is. Never before in my life did I think, oh yeah, you know, the next Batman movie that comes out, probably gonna have a monkey sidekick. No, I would have never thought that. Robin made friends with a monkey? There's a bat monkey now? Ace the Bat Hound wasn't enough for you? You had to make a monkey sidekick? Not to mention that this isn't any Robin. We're not talking about Dick Grayson. We're not talking about Tim Drake. We're talking about Damian Wayne, Bruce's son and the most unpleasant human being to ever be conceived in comic book history.
Is this supposed to be Damian?
That's Damian. And it's funny because he acts nothing like Damian.
Isn't he supposed to be the one that was trained by ninjas? Who?
Yes.
So why is Butters Robin?
Everyone knows it's Butter.
That's me.
This kid is a dick. Why is he befriending animals like he's Princess Goddamn Aurora? Who wrote this? I want names and addresses. I demand them. Well, as it turns out, Robin's monkey has an invitation for Batman from Gorilla Grodd. Bruce takes the gorilla up on his offer, meeting him and his monkey companions in a spa. And you know, with the wrong music, you can easily change the context of the scene.
You might as well enjoy the waters too. Oh, that feels good.
Oh yeah, that's the movie I was actually looking for. Batman questions Grodd on why he invented the time machine, to which he responds, because he could. Solid logic thus far, makes sense to me. Grodd further explains that he was trying to send his competition somewhere far away so that he could take over Gotham for himself. I'm not paraphrasing, that's pretty much what he says verbatim. That was his master plan. Rather than kill his enemies, I'm just gonna send them 1,000 years in the... I know it's longer than 1,000 years. 1,000 years in the past. To Japan. Right, that makes sense. I mean, Batman was shot with a bullet that sent him back in time instead of killing him, so I mean, it makes sense just about as anything else. He also claims that it's Batman's interference seen at the beginning of the movie that's what's responsible for sending everyone to ancient Japan. So Batman...
Thanks for meddling.
The gorilla and the bat form a temporary alliance to get them back home. And of course, Why rule over ancient Japan when you have one poverty-stricken, crime-ridden city? It makes perfect sense to me. Actually, come to think of it, what was Gorilla Grodd even doing in Gotham City? He lives in Gorilla City. He's not even really a Batman enemy. He's a Flash villain. What even is any of this? Why did they do this? Why is he bathing with monkeys in ancient Japan looking to take over Gotham? I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. It does not compute. I don't get it. We're not even halfway through this movie and I'm tearing the last remaining follicles out of my head. The next day, Batman and Gorilla Grodd set sail until they come in contact with Joker's ship, to which the Bat Clan has them surrounded undersea. Harley and the Joker's devout followers begin spraying bullets in the surrounding waters, but oh, it was just a ruse. It's just a prank, bro. No one died, and Batman and Grodd aren't even in a rowboat. They're on a rowboat on top of a ship. It was all a diversion. But wait, if Joker and Harley were above the boat from where they were, wouldn't they be able to see the giant ship holding the rowboat underneath it? Like, I mean, at least vaguely? You know what? Never mind. I'm trying to find logic in Batman Ninja, so clearly I'm the one in the wrong right now. The ships collide with the Bat Family, Catwoman, Gorilla Grodd, and the Ninja Clan hopping on board and finding themselves a target. Catwoman goes after Harley, because, you know, they're both girls. The Bat Family and the Clan go after Joker Samurai, and Batman and Grodd corner the Joker. And again, scenes like this are really where this movie excels. The action is consistently compelling.
That nigga is dead! D-U-D! You are dead! Dead! You are dead!
Joker and Harley are apprehended.
I never thought you'd need help from a talking monkey to catch me. I'm so embarrassed for you, Batman.
Only for Grodd to turn around and betray Batman by attempting to mind control his ninja clan. And my father always told me never to trust a talking monkey. I mean, of course, that was after a few bottles of Jack Daniels and rewatching Dr. Dolittle for the upteenth time, but I think this validates that blind talking primate prejudice. Unfortunately, things don't go exactly as planned, as the clan are so well trained that they have complete control over their bodies and minds. Grodd goes with Plan B, calling for Two Face, who is apparently in a ship out in the distance, to start firing its cannons at the Bat Ship. The Bat Ship, that's something I really said, huh?
I can fly!
He can fly!
He can fly! He can talk!
Catwoman confronts Grodd with a collateral. She managed to get her paws on a piece of Grodd's time machine during her fight with Harley, and in exchange for it, she wants to be taken back to the future. And who wouldn't? It's a fantastic series. The Batboat... I called it a Batboat. The Batboat is set ablaze from the cannon strikes, as Joker and Harley somehow manage to sneak away. Batman rushes his followers off the boat to safety, but proclaims he's staying behind and making sure that Joker's not getting away. Kafka manages to seek the high ground, where he and Harley Quinn light an explosive barrel before sending it toward Batman.
Joker, no! What the fuck?
I'm gonna cut things off here for the time being, if only because there's only so much insanity. There's only so much that I could take in one sitting. I've seen this movie too many times, and we still haven't even scratched the surface of where it's gonna go. So I want to give you, the viewer, a bit of an intermission here, because while we've gotten glimpses of just how wild this movie can be, we haven't even scratched the surface. We're nowhere near the level that this movie takes things to. Consider this an intermission for your own mental health. I'm looking out for you. So rest easy, take a breather, and tune back in next Wednesday to see how batshit crazy this Batman adventure gets. Unless you're watching this in the future, in which case, yo, you guys got flying cars yet, or what's up? I want to reassure all of you that the wait is worth it, because if you think you've seen all the weird shit that this movie has to offer, and if you think you've seen enough, then you know how crazy this film is about to be.
Hang on to your hats, folks, because you ain't seen nothing yet.
I expect Batman to be a fucking ninja.
Welcome back to taking a look at the most bizarre Batman ever put to video. And that's including my non-Batman, Batman-related project from back in the day. This still beats it. One thing I need to comment on is that this movie is only an hour and 25 minutes long. That's hardly even long enough for it to be considered a movie. And yet there's so much to comment on here that in this mere less than an hour and a half long movie that I've been forced to split my review into two. And not only that, I needed to take over a year-long break in between part 1 and part 2. And everyone trying to correct me in the comment section, I can hear you in the back of my mind already. I made that video a long time before it was posted. As a matter of fact, so much time has passed in between me making part 1 to now making part 2, that you may realize that my branding has changed. Yeah, back then I used to call myself the SIJW, and now, you know, just plain old V Infuso. People were getting confused. Plus, when you enter a venue and somebody actually recognizes you from YouTube and calls out to you social injustice warrior, it's gonna alter your perspective and make you rethink a couple of your life choices. But like I said in my first video, you ain't seen nothing yet. This movie is by far the strangest Batman story ever animated. And with that being said, let's pick this back up where we left off. And if you haven't watched part 1 of the video, or it's been a while for you, I suggest you go back and watch that. Because as a matter of fact, it's been so long for me that I had to go and do the same thing.
Now, where was I?
Penguin, whose eyebrows are shaped in the form of the bat symbol, for some reason. Was that even intentional?
I don't know!
Penguin, Poison Ivy, Deathstroke, Two Face, and now Gorilla Grodd are all shown to have a different power converter to Grodd's Quake engine. Until Grodd can gain access to them, they can't go back to the future.
Great Scott!
Isn't eating a banana a little cliche?
Says the cat burglar in the cat costume.
I give it to you. You got me there.
Right. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the movie really excels in creative visuals. The cinematography of this movie is top-notch. It has a lot of interesting shots that help tell its tale. And I really enjoy this. I feel like the people who made this movie really cared about the story they were telling. They could have very easily used standard angles and just allowed the story to unfold in front of the viewer. You know, some really uncreative and unimaginative shit, like me whenever I tried to direct anything at all. It was just kind of point and shoot, just let stuff happen in front of you. But shots like this seem to have more purpose. Sometimes it's to tell us more about the characters without always spelling it out for us. Well, no time to continue analyzing the movie. I need to get back into ripping it apart.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Bruce wakes up 2 days after the explosion to find his old Bat-Cowl destroyed. Luckily, Aeon had one on hand.
Of course! No! No! No!
We don't do that here.
But he still decides to wear his messed up one anyway because, you know, it's symbolic. Batman begins monologuing in something that sounds like it'd make more sense as a narration or a voiceover. But here, he's just speaking aloud and talking about his present feelings as if they were past tense. As if he were in a moment in time that had long passed. Not one that is currently unraveling. Luckily, a new camera angle shows that Batman isn't in fact talking to himself, which is a good thing because he already has enough people in his rogues gallery that already do that. I'm looking at you, Harvey. Both of you. But still, why is he talking like this? Batman gives his team a pep talk before we switch animation styles. And this will not be the last time that happens in this movie. During this scene, each person figures out their role. Nightwing and Batman will learn the Bat-Clan's signature fighting style and teach them theirs. By combining styles, they'll be unstoppable. Red Robin... Yum!
Oh god, now these jokes are gonna start.
Red Robin, the hero, not the restaurant, will be consulting with the ancient Japanese blacksmiths.
The craftsmanship of the ninja blacksmiths is incredible. The precision of their weapons can't be matched even by our 21st century standards.
Are you sure about that?
So basically, Red Robin will get the weapons. That's his job. And Alfred has the most important job out of everybody. He's gonna make some bread.
Well, you know what they say. Wars are won on full stomachs.
I'm part of a team.
Following this, Robin rushes to Batman because Monkey Chi... Oh, Monkey Chi. Oh, wow. Monkey Chi is in this. How did I forget about Monkey Chi? Because I didn't want to remember. Following this, Robin rushes to Batman because Monkey Chi apparently has another message, this time from Red Hood. And where the hell is Monkey Chi getting all these goddamn messages?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
Is this monkey a character or a plot device? Well, never mind that, because we're in for yet another animation change. The visuals are nice, but it feels really out of place here. Red Hood is looking quite different these days. Looking a lot less biker badass and much more like he's wearing Lady Gaga fetish gear. Yeah, go ahead, tell me that's something you wouldn't expect to see in one of her music videos. Hood stumbles upon a small farm where he asks for a cup of water from a green-haired farmer and his blonde, pigtailed wife. Gee, I wonder who these people are. Hey Jason, whoa, buddy, relax. You know, some people just say thank you. Red Hood viciously attacks the farmers and demands they show their true faces. And then he puts the boots to them. Medium style. But what is this? What is this freeze-frame B-roll in between punches? What is going on in this movie? I feel like I'm having a stroke while on acid. What even is this movie? Batman makes the save for the two familiar farmers and confronts Red Hood. And we're shown all this through the victim's eyes. Sort of. You know what, I'm just gonna look past this because like I said, we have a lot of insanity to fall into here, and we haven't even reached the rabbit hole yet, let alone fallen down it. We're kind of just following the White Rabbit and his trail of pellets. Fade to black, only to return with Batman questioning the green-haired man, who explains that he and his wife can't remember anything about their past. Batman apologizes for Red Hood's behavior, and as they're about to take their leave, the couple become ecstatic over seeing a sprout.
Don't let them fool you, Batman. They're up to their same old tricks. I'm not so sure, Red Hood. He's not the Joker, at least not anymore. They both lost their memories in the explosion. There's no need to bother them.
The world's greatest detective, folks! As Batman and Red Hood exit, the excited couple's celebratory laughter turns into that of lunacy. And oh gee, I wonder if they're really cured. Have I mentioned that Batman sucks? How is it someone who is supposed to be as intelligent and as knowledgeable as you is constantly fooled when even all those around you, your trainees, your closest kin, your wards, they seem to know better? How's that possible? You are an incompetent icon. Rewind back to the original animation and fast forward to 1 month later. And Gorilla Grodd is ready to make his move to destroy his competitors and rebuild the Quake engine. And how is he gonna do that? Well, with a giant transformer, of course. But it's okay because Poison Ivy then responds by using her own giant transformer. And Penguin responds by, you guessed it, using his own giant transformer. And then Two-Face responds with using his own giant transformer. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Did I mention that this movie takes place in Japan? I know I might have skimmed past it at some point. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is what I was referencing before about how insane this movie gets. But oh, just you wait. Just you wait, because this is just a warm-up. And hey, look, I don't want to throw out any claims. I'm not really into cancel culture here, but judging by that Terra storyline in the comments, I'm gonna demand that we see that young-looking woman's ID. Slade, I don't trust it. I don't trust it, man.
Yeah, he's kinda sus, though. Just a little bit sus.
And now that everybody's finally been introduced and we've got to hear them speak a little, after 47 minutes into the movie, I think now would be a good time to bring up the voice talents that are attached to this project. So let me quickly acknowledge the cast. Now, in most Batman projects, a lot of the time you get a plethora of recycled voice actors. And this is absolutely no exception. As here you have Roger Craig Smith, who played Batman in Arkham Origins, reprising his role. Gray DeLisi, who has previously played Catwoman in the Arkham series and also the Injustice games, steps back into the role yet again. She also played Black Canary in The Brave and the Bold, Vicky Vale in the Arkham series, Vulture in the Batman, Harley Quinn and Batgirl in the Lego Batman series, and Barbara Gordon and Magpie in Beware the Batman. So yeah, this isn't new territory for her. Tara Strong also returns as Harley Quinn and debuts as Poison Ivy. Tara's also previously played Harley in the Arkham series and the Injustice series. She also played Batgirl in Batman the Animated Series in its final season, as well as Vicky Vale in The Batman. Fred Tatasciore, by the way, I'm gonna get a lot of these names wrong. I'm not good at the whole, talk thing, so, I apologize for that. Fred Tatasciore plays Gorilla Grodd after previously playing Bane in the Arkham series, Ra's al Ghul in the Batman Begins video game, Bane in Lego Batman, Solomon Grundy in Arkham City, and Sergeant Rock in Brave and the Bold. Yuri Lowenthal plays both Robin and Red Hood after previously playing Red Hood in Batman Unlimited. Will Friedle, who is probably best known as Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond, and also played Gearhead in The Batman and Blue Beetle in Batman Brave and the Bold, plays the role of Red Robin. Tom Kenny reprises his role as Penguin from The Batman, Lego Batman, and that Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team-up. He's also played Deadshot, Plastic Man, and Babyface in the past. There's clearly a fair share of returning talent here, so this movie obviously cared enough to get the voices right. There's also new additions in Eric Bauza, who would play Two-Face, and Tony Hale of Arrested Development fame voices the Joker. And following this, he would go on to play Dr. Psycho in the Harley Quinn series. The voice cast is really, really good. Everybody sounds like their character. Now back to everything else. Back at the Bat Spa, I guess, they have that scene. You know that scene where the good guy gives exposition and explains his plans to the audience. The one where all his accomplices get one line of dialogue chiming in. The one you see in every CW superhero show? Yeah, that's the one. It ends with Batman deciding that he will no longer be Batman. He will be Sengoku Batman. Oh, great. Now some weeb is gonna make fun of me in the comments section for that pronunciation. It was bad enough when I had to read all those names, but now I'm gonna be lectured about anime. So let me just go out of my way to say this now. I will only accept your criticism if you are actually Japanese. And then, even then so, I will still more than probably likely ignore it anyway, so really, you're just wasting all our time. Elsewhere, the villains clash in what looks to be the funniest round of Rock'em Sock'em robots. Hey, I'm not caught up. Can someone tell me what season of Power Rangers this is? I mean, what in the name of Pacific Rim is going on here? Have I mentioned before that this movie is Japanese? In all seriousness, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy all this. I mean, yeah, it's mindless entertainment, but it's entertaining mindless entertainment. I know a lot of you guys are getting confused because I'm making a lot of sarcastic comments, but that's kind of what I do here. It's a big part of the channel, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. But all joking aside, I actually don't hate this movie. I like it. It's different, it's interesting, it's enjoyable. Is it the Batman I know? No, absolutely not. Do I think there's a lot of things that are really strange about the movie? Yes, absolutely. Still like it though. Aeon and the Bat-Clan go after the opposing armies, leaving Batman and company to take on the Transformers Tokyo. The bots battle it out amongst themselves, until Gorilla Grodd essentially possesses Gotham's bigwig villains into doing his bidding, forcing them to combine their robots to join with his. And if that doesn't make any sense to you, it's okay. Because Grodd's got some throwaway exposition that will explain it all away. It's gonna be fine. Point is, this is Batman in ancient Japan fighting an army of Gundams. Really, just don't think too much about it. Grodd also reveals that he isn't looking to get back home. He set his sights on ruling all of ancient Japan. And finally, a monkey with a mind. This is what I've been saying from the get-go. I said it from the beginning, and nobody wanted to listen to me. Why bother taking over one shitty city when you can control all of Japan? Of course he would want to rule over all of Japan. Who wants that rat-infested, sewer-crocodile-having, giant bat-inhabited shithole that's Gotham? Well, like, in comparison, why would that even make sense? But before Grodd's dream of another Planet of the Apes sequel is about to take place,
I'm going to rule this country and turn it into a kingdom of monkeys and rewrite the history of the world!
What? No.
The Joker and Harley reemerge. Oh, okay. Joker all of a sudden took over the entire plot and becomes the big bad at the end. Where have I seen this before other than in every single Arkham game that has ever been created? And also a shitload of comic books, and episodes of TV shows, and other animated movies. This is a reoccurring thing. As Joker and Harley kick Cat and Grodd out of his own walking palace, they're of course rescued by the Bat-Kazuzo, the Bat-Kazuko, with Batman rescuing Grodd and leaving Red Hood to save Catwoman. Which is strange because you'd think the man would be more intent on rescuing his on-again, off-again, on-again, off-again girlfriend instead of saving the giant ape that's trying to kill you. But you know, priorities. Look, Bruce, if you wanted to see other people, you just could have said it. I mean, damn, man, I understand that the myth is that cats always land on their feet, but she's not actually a cat. She's a cat woman.
How could you? I'm a woman.
I'm sorry,
I mean, what were you thinking? Would you figure, oh, hey, she's got another 8 lives left, what's one down? That's also not true! The robots combine into one, and something Japan. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I don't know. I just can't anymore. This movie has exhausted me. I'm ready to move on. I'm doing this for all of you. This is not for me anymore. I am not enjoying this. I'm just ready to move on to the next one. And I'm not talking about the next video. I'm talking about the next life. I'm ready to go.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm done here. I fulfilled my purpose. I need to see no more shit down here.
Joker explodes stuff, Grodd saves the monkey before tapping out of the fight, but not before handing down the Pied Piper's fiddle, which he uses to control his army of monkeys. Write it down, put that on a t-shirt, that was actually something that I had said. Grodd's legion of primates launch onto and attack the Joker's mech. And now the Bat Monkey sidekick has a love interest. And as absurd of a thing that is to say, hang on to your bat masks, cause again, you still ain't seen nothing yet. We're on our way, don't worry. They begin playing a different tune on Squidward's clarinet, commanding the monkeys to form into one giant monkey, and you know what? Stop! Stop it! There is no reason that in a review of a Batman movie that I should be able to say monkey as much as I have during this whole video. Bats? Obviously. Cats? Of course. Crocodiles? Okay. But monkey should not come up nearly as much as it has during this Batman movie.
Monkey!
Holy crap, I need to check my blood pressure. I am not in a good place right now.
Enough monkeying around!
The giant joke launches attacks at the plus-size Curious George that stands before it. But oh shit, Dustin checks in makes the man who laughs check out. The Bat family head over to take down their fallen foe, but the Joker rises to the occasion and quite literally roasts his competition. Several monkeys undoubtedly die. I don't care what you say, even if this is that kind of movie, they dead. But to the rescue come bats. No, not Batman. Just bats. Just a shitload of bats. The bats, of course, form one giant bat to protect their monkey brethren. The monkey-made monkey and the bat-made bat combine to form a giant Batman. Because of course they do. Oh, I'm sorry, I must have misspoke earlier when I asked what episode of Power Rangers was this from. What I should have asked was, what episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was this? Because clearly, this is just straight up Palmerization. I don't understand how monkeys plus bats equal Batman. But to be fair, I failed math as a kid. But come to think of it, I was pretty good at science, and this shit just doesn't seem right to me. Props to the movie, by the way, for using first appearance Batman. It's a nice little nod. Even if I have no idea who they're nodding their heads at. The giant monkey bat is now somehow able to withstand bursts of flames, and manages to punch the Bat family into Joker's collapsing castle. Now look, there's a lot of action that takes place here. I'm not going to break it down and give you play-by-play, because honestly, I feel like that would cheapen the movie for you and that experience, so I'm not going to do all that. Let me just give you the cliff notes right quick. Batman fights the Joker, Nightwing takes on Penguin, Red Hood goes after Deathstroke, Red Robin clashes with Two Face, Robin battles Poison Ivy, and of course, Harley and Catwoman have a score to settle. During this, Joker gives some exposition as how he managed to convince Batman he was now sane. But like, honestly, who cares? It's not needed considering the man has fallen for these types of tricks before. I think the thing that annoys me the most about Batman is that he doesn't seem to fall for these types of tricks with any other villain. Except for Catwoman. Maybe he just has a soft spot for clowns and cats. I don't know, it's just wildly inconsistent. Like I said, a lot of action ensues.
Take your medicine, kitty kitty, and say goodnight.
The monkeys and the bats infiltrate the moving tower and begin to systematically break it down. And on the roof of Optimus Prime, the final battle ensues. And after some pretty impressive looking back and forth, it looks like the Joker has finally done the impossible.
And so it's finally over, Batman.
But then the real impossible happens, because that Batman in samurai gear was no Batman at all. He was just bats. There's a bunch of fucking bats. And then Batman soars into the sky and shows his love for Naruto. And oh, that's it. That's the line. The movie said its own title. Roll credits. That's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. My contract says as soon as that happens, I am allowed to leave. That is it. But I'll be nice and I'll go ahead and give you the ending anyway. They reenact that scene from The Dark Knight. Batman saves the day. They return to their time period. And then there's a mid-credits scene where, oh look, that's kind of cute, and also entirely impractical, but alright. And that was Batman Ninja. Even though I think more accurately it should be called Batman Samurai, or maybe if you wanted to add the ninja element, Batman Samurai Ninja, I don't know. But Batman Ninja just doesn't seem like a fully fleshed out title. That's just my opinion. If you haven't seen Batman Ninja, then go out and see Batman Ninja, because it needs to be seen to be believed. You know, if you can see it, because, you know, ninja. My words truly can't do it justice. You need to witness and experience this with your own 3 eyes. If I said it before, I'll say it again. Batman Ninja is batshit crazy. And like a minor character from CatDog would say, I love it. Yeah, I don't know how many people on my subscribers list are actually going to remember that, but I do, for some reason, so. With that being said, I thank y'all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Batman Ninja vs. the Yakuza League might just be the strangest sequel to a Batman movie I've ever seen. Which makes a lot of sense, as it's the sequel to the strangest Batman movie that I've ever seen, Batman Ninja. If that first movie was like an anime acid trip, then this movie is like a dream that you're barely able to comprehend or understand, and one that would be impossible for you to explain to others. And yet, that's what I'm tasked with doing here today. The movie shows that after the events of Batman Ninja, the world the Bat family returned to isn't quite the one that they left. Like, for example, when the movie first starts off, it does so with the Yakuza hurricane, which is exactly what it sounds like. A natural disaster that literally sees it raining men in Gotham City. There's also a hole in the sky that sees another world upside down facing it, but not everybody can see it, only those who've been to feudal Japan can. So, yeah, we'll get into it. I just want you to dip your toes into the insanity before jumping in head first. Like before, the logic is definitely lacking, but if you're looking for rationale or reasoning, then I think you might be missing the forest through the trees. Because Batman Ninja is absurdity for the sake of absurdity. It's not a flaw, but instead a fixture of the product. There's so much questionable actions and odd imagery that sitting here trying to break down every facade of it would be a little ridiculous. I mean, just look at this. And this. And that. How about that? You take one look at this, and you're probably just as confused as I am. Don't even ask me what comic this is from, because I don't know.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
Although, to be fair, I do in fact see some lingering elements from other continuities or callbacks to comics. Like, for one, Nightwing's duplicate drone diversion feels like an odd combination of Azrael's batsuit and the original Nightwing costume. Batman busting out the kryptonite brass knucks just like he did in Batman Hush. You have Wonder Woman and Aquaman having some sort of past history despite having to go to war with each other, which felt a little reminiscent of the Flashpoint Paradox to me, but then again that might just be because I've just watched that movie. So I can't necessarily say that all of this was done by creation or coincidence, but it feels valid nonetheless.
Whatever that means.
Hey, AIVI here. My human TV-headed counterpart forgot to mention that this movie also managed to make sliding down the bat poles look cool, which is an upgrade from the alternative. See what I mean?
There was plenty of fan service in this movie, and not the type that you might think of when you look at Harley Quinn's outfit, not that kind.
Spoiler alert.
The ending sees the villainous versions of the League meet their many Elseworld variants, and their Elseworld selves guide them down a more proper path for these heroes, making them actual heroes, which was kind of a touching moment, and almost a little bit of a relief. I'm just so used to seeing imagery that you'd otherwise never see in a Batman project, in these Batman projects, that it was nice to see something that's somewhat familiar. Likewise, I feel the same about the opening that gives the audience a brief glimpse into Gotham City, and for a brief second, it almost feels like you're watching a Batman movie. Of course, shortly thereafter, you're watching an anime epic that just so happens to feature Batman. Though that's not necessarily a complaint. You don't go into these movies expecting to see a tried and true telling of the tale. You go in knowing that you're going to see some of the most bizarre imagery you've ever seen in a Batman project, and you're on board. And let's just say Batman Ninja 2...
You didn't disappoint.
The strange decisions that were made in this movie didn't start and stop at creative choices. It was ingrained in the casting as well. Because while a lot of the characters from the first movie return, none of their original voice actors do. That's not an exaggeration either. Literally, none of them. Which is especially confusing when you consider that a lot of these actors are still voicing these characters in other projects to this day. Roger Craig Smith is still the go-to voice for Batman following the death of Kevin Conroy, and Tara Strong is still the go-to voice for Harley following the then retirement and eventual death of Arlene Sorkin. Yet, they're nowhere to be heard here. The Dark Knight veteran is replaced by Batman first-timer Joe Daniels.
I know a man who is remarkably similar to you.
Definitive Harley is replaced by Carly Hooch, reprising her role from Suicide Squad Isekai.
Harley Quinn.
You got me! I have no clue what this place is or who you warthogs are.
You are the same Harley I know from Gotham, aren't you?
Yeah, it's me. Super. I love when things make perfectly no sense.
There's a different Robin, a different Red Robin, different Red Hood, different Alfred, different Joker.
Hey, AIVI'd again. Looks like my fleshy other self forgot to mention something. Does this guy suck or what? Much like the Harley Quinn from this movie, the actor who played the Joker here also played the part in Suicide Squad Isekai.
You piqued my interest, but in the end, it only leads to peace and quiet.
You kidding me? Getting in the way is my favorite pastime!
And I think what's more jarring is that in a lot of these cases, it doesn't even sound like they're attempting to keep the canon and sound like their predecessors. And if they are, then they're not doing a very good job at that.
Stop. Listen to me, I don't want to hurt any of you.
The Yakuza. How does the Japanese mob fit into this?
Is this black tea?
Hard to come by in this neck of the woods. Hope you find it to your liking.
Alfred.
A shame. That hairstyle looked rather good on you.
But what matters is the converters and the Quake engine will all be in one place.
Not again! I can't be seen out in public like this!
I'm gonna wipe that half smile right off your face!
It didn't work! I don't think we have enough pulse energy!
Party's over, Penguin.
You really should learn to watch your back, Robin.
I can't wait to slaughter them all.
I get it. They don't know what it's like to fight against the most cunning badass of all time.
I deserve to kill the Batman! I'm the Joker!
Besides, the only one who gets the pleasure of killing the Batman is me!
So what now, Puddin'? It looks like this thing is still plugged into that brain! What? I'm just your Joker fodder! This is your stupidest prank ever, Joker!
I'm just gonna go ahead and break down the movie from my own understanding, but I want to be straightforward about this. It is probably a misunderstanding. Let me try to break down the plot beat by beat, just so you have an idea of what it is I'm talking about. By which I mean, you will still have no idea what it is I'm talking about by the time I'm finished. The previous entry saw Batman take on his enemies in feudal Japan. So this time around, it sees Batman take on his friends in an alternate universe that faces downward from another alternate universe in the sky.
WRONG!
In actuality, Batman finds out that while he's returned home, Japan now floats over Gotham City in the sky in a man-made mini alternate universe. And that's where the Justice League, now the Yakuza League, are located. But Batman also refers to replacing a Batman and Robin in this universe, though they're supposed to still be at home in their own universe. There's also no Batman and Robin in the islands in the sky either. So, I don't know. You figure it out. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just a computer. Beep boo boo bop.
Like I said before, despite the fact in our very real world 7 years have passed in between movies, only one day has passed in this universe, with the events of this film happening directly after the events of the first one. Rather than being greeted by a welcome home party from the Justice League, they're met with alternate versions of their friends, most of which who are a lot less heroic than their counterparts. Much like how the first movie saw Batman's rogues gallery take over separate parts of ancient Japan, only to wage war on each other for control over it, this movie sees the Justice League corrupted, with each of their members acting as the crime family. Now, it may seem that the Yakuza raining from the sky form a crime hurricane, but in actuality, they're being shot out of a giant gun. It seems the Demon's Head has changed the universe by using an origami time machine, creating a timeline where the Justice League have gone rogue, but luckily Batman's contingency plans work on the alternate versions of his friends, and he subdues them all, leading to them eventually spiritually getting in touch with their elseworld selves and deciding to ditch their nefarious ways. And they're all able to do this because Batman and friends have been to another universe, which means their molecules can influence this holographic field supporting the origami time machine Quake engine. But ultimately the day is saved because Batman uses the science ninja technique.
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 Science ninja technique!
Did you get all that? Because I sure as hell didn't. There's a lot going on here, and not a lot of it is very clear. Which is saying something because the movie takes every chance it gets to explain itself with endless exposition, but still, it somehow doesn't ever manage to do so. So I brought in two of the leading anime experts that I know to help my research by reacting. You may also remember them from my first video on the first movie, because unlike this film, I spared no expense at bringing back the original cast for the sequel.
And also, much like in this movie, also introduced new unique versions of characters, like AI Vs, who will continue to live on, so long as the human responsible for these videos makes mistakes and needs to add in praise or criticism in post. Back to people sitting on couches watching TV.
So wait, how far did you go back to be a ninja if we got the Yakuza, like, dealing with this?
Oh, dude. You're gonna have so many questions, and I'm not gonna have any answers.
Let's complicate things. The islands of Japan have disappeared.
I'm afraid the Watchtower does not exist.
So we now find ourselves without a Justice League.
Does this mean we're on a different Earth or something?
No. I already verified the multiverse frequency. History has been changed. We've swapped.
What?
When we returned from feudal Japan yesterday, we must have swapped places. The versions of us who fought the Yakuza on this timeline must be somewhere else.
Is that really Japan?
Floating directly over Gotham. I can't find anything about the island. And it would seem the four of us are the only ones who can see it. It looks like the Quake engine.
Isn't that what sent us through time before?
This is fallout from using the engine. Japan has been removed from the space-time continuum.
Just Control-Alt-Delete the world. Pull up Task Manager. You got too many tabs. That's why it's You're burning up your RAM, bro.
The reason only we can see it is because we went through time too.
Right. And we don't belong in this timeline.
Oh, it's far more advanced than that. I improved upon its design to allow the engine to shift space-time itself. I could conjure an entirely new world by simply overlaying different scenarios.
They figured out a way to reach Hamatsukuni by having Body the Fleetfoot create a tornado.
Flash can use his speed to spin up a tunnel through the fissure in space-time?
We're gonna Looney Tune our ass to the other world.
Tokyo has physically manifested itself outside of the fissure, and is now being affected by Earth's gravity.
It won't be the Justice League, but a Yakuza League that will restore peace and harmony back to the world.
Exposition gets drawn out in the Guardians. It always does when it's a Japanese story.
All I have to do is send them to attack Hamatsukuni, and the Earth will be rid of the plague of humanity.
Our bodies have been exposed to a space-time pulse emitted from the Quake engine. Focus that energy on the device as it fluctuates through space-time.
The four-dimensional origami system no longer has limits. It is now operating while sliding through multiple space-time continuums.
I sure hope something makes sense soon.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. It makes no sense, and it is nonsense. But it is a hell of a time nonetheless. I've watched this with several people, and almost every time that I have, I've had someone lean over to me and ask, "What's going on? What is this? What's he doing?"
It's like there's something happening here. And what it is ain't exactly obvious.
Every few seconds, the story's changing just to add another character and not add anything to the plot.
This movie takes tropes to the next level. For the most part, the first movie was following the tropes of action-adventure animes. But this one is more all-encompassing. Of course, having said that, I know very little about anime.
ringtone. With the moaning, always with the moaning in these fucking Japanese shows. It doesn't matter what age group the anime is for. Is that Zoro from One Piece? I was about to say, did he kill Lois Lane in this universe too? I don't think he met her. What no does to a motherfucker.
There's actually a lot to like about this movie, and the parts I downright love are really just the window dressing. The animation is unique and the characters from separate universes are represented by different styles of animations. And that James Bond opening, come on, how can you not love it? When we see alternate versions of some of our heroes, some of the variants are actually versions of the characters from other animated movies and animated movie universes. This is the type of multiverse Easter egg I can get behind. It's subtle, it serves the story, and it makes the art feel connected in some small sense or fashion. It's not engrossing or overshadowing the story, just a little callback and shout out. That's how it should be done in my opinion, and keep in mind, right now, I am a robot. Likewise for the fight music, that sounds like the soundtrack from Dark Knight Rises. Although I'm still confused as to why Green Lantern's theme song sounds like the Powerpuff Girls.
Then there is the man faster than a speeding bullet.
Superman in chanclas. Bro, imagine the superhero landing in chanclas. Imagine getting kicked by Superman with those chanclas right in his face, bro. Spending the rest of your life in pain. By wearing the same chanclas? Why is Superman in his bare feet? You think you can walk all day in fucking shoes like that? You two may look the same on the outside, but you don't even have a fraction of his pride or his heart. Or his glasses. And he would never wear sunglasses. Or chanclas. You really gotta get rid of those, bro. Chancla kick to the face. Really? Even real Superman doesn't have any fucking shoes? Nobody wears shoes here, man. In this universe, no Superman has shoes. And I took off my chanclas finally.
Huh? This is so dumb.
Let me make this clear, because I guess I didn't already. I've gotten a lot of messages over the years asking how I could possibly hate Batman Ninja, and the answer is very simple. I don't. Just because something is bizarre doesn't make it bad. Strange doesn't mean shitty. Batman Ninja is a weird use of the character, but it's a weird use of the character that I personally have fun with. Is it an accurate adaptation? No. Is it the best way of utilizing the character and the IP? No. Is it what I would do with Batman? No. But it is fun. Completely, unashamedly mindless fun. And I could not bring myself to hate it. I am confused by it, but I don't dislike it.
What the fuck? Yeah! Why is it 80s anime now?
I will say that while I do enjoy this movie, I don't think it's nearly as good as the first one for a couple of reasons. I think in general, the first movie was a complete shock to Batman fans. It's nothing like anything the brand has ever seen before, so it's completely and totally unexpected. Whereas when you find out the movie's getting a sequel, this time around you kind of know what you're in for. I also think in comparison, this movie feels a lot more toned down than the first one did. There's still the absolute anarchy from the first film, but it's not nearly as chaotic, and more importantly, not nearly as consistent as it had been before. I also think the first one's story was a little bit stronger, and had more plot twists that made sense. Whereas here, the plot twists are just about as nonsensical as everything else.
You never gave a second thought to all that crap Ra's al Ghul fed you. You mean he lied?
Yeah, dude.
And it's a little bit too much madness and not enough method for me.
A lot's messed up.
But nevertheless, even if I don't think it's as good, it's still good. It's fun in the same way that the first one was. It's just doing different things with the idea this time around. All in all, yeah, I kinda enjoyed Batman Ninja 2. And if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, and you'd like to join me in taking a look back at more awful or absurd Batman movies, let me know in the comment section below by leaving a comment saying,
"Also, he's a ninja."
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was V Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.
How'd you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? It sucked!
It's mad hard to follow.
Listen, it wouldn't be entertaining if I wasn't talking shit. Not enough fan service, if I do say so.
Oh my god.